Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, what's up? If you're not, what's up? I do several lovely things on my channel. There's a list somewhere, no reactions, this, that, and the third, but it's Tuesday, so Tuesday means I do whatever the hell I want. And Fridays, I do ASMR reactions. And if you're here from Friday stuff, you might want to wait till Friday because I have something planned for Friday ish, kind of. And yeah, but my name is Victoria. I didn't say that. I probably should have said that. Welcome to Victoria Television, the only YouTube channel where you'll see me. Kind of. I'm on a podcast channel too. You should go over there sometime. Um, but so today I didn't actually have a video planned. I was just sitting here thinking that the movie we saw recently was really bad, and I'm no Kenny JD. I'm not gonna sit here and beat my face and look like a gourds. I can't do none of that for y'all. I'm just going to sit here and quickly review how terrible this movie was. What movie was it, you may ask? It was The Purge, the most recent Purge. What is it? The Forever Purge?
Yes, Forever Purge.
Forever Purge. Dear God, this was a really bad movie. And it wasn't bad in the sense of like budget or anything like that. It was just bad in general. Now, please note, I wouldn't say I'm a Purge fan. Like, you won't catch me just choosing to watch The Purge like any given day. But I have seen every Purge movie. And I have been to the movies, I think, every time a Purge movie has come out. I've seen every one of them at least once. And after the first one, they just went downhill. Like 1 and 2 were okay. Anything after that was completely unnecessary and did not have to happen. And here's why. Purge movies are just like, I believe they're supposed to be social commentary, I think, but they're just really bad at it because they just take the last thing that just happened in the world and make it into a purge. They're like, oh, insurrection? We can make a purge out of that. Like, craziness. And on top of that, this particular movie, from beginning to end, the writing, garbage, terrible. The acting, dear God. And it's crazy because they had a couple of pretty decently big. Well, actually, I only knew one person, so there's one pretty decent. I think I've seen him in a Hallmark movie before. Yeah, they've had a couple of people in it. Wasn't worth it. Really, it felt like one of those movies that you could buy like on the rack at a dollar store. And if I paid $1 to see it, sure, not 10. I believe no, I paid $13 to see it actually because I wanted the recliner seat. Within the first like 30 seconds, between 30 and 60 seconds, you already know who gonna live, who gonna die, how long they have. You can pretty much just make a guess. You're a bad guy, you're gonna kill somebody. You're a good guy, you're probably gonna die. You're a good guy and you're gonna die, and I know you're gonna die because you haven't said anything to make me believe that you are going to be impactful in the rest of this movie. And I mean that, like within the first 60 seconds of you meeting everybody, you can determine whether or not they're going to live or die by the end of it. It is that easy of a read. There are no twists, there are no turns. It's just a Purge movie. Really, you could put on any movie where a bunch of people die, and you could have just said you watched a Purge movie. Our experience, because I went with my family, because we don't know how to just, and the thing is that we don't just go to the movies and enjoy life. I'm like, oh, that movie was great. You will probably never hear us go to the movie. Like the Washingtons as a clan, you will never hear us say, we went to the movies and had a great time. We have to complain about something. So for us to go and already know we were going to laugh, there was no need to complain. All we had to do was go and make jokes. To our surprise, though, we went to the theater thinking we were going to be the only people in it. We sat down, probably not even 5 minutes later, a gaggle. A gaggle of fellow African Americans came in, and we just knew it was going to be a good time. And there was commentary coming from over here.
As a side note, because I literally went out to go use the bathroom, and I just saw a bunch of fellow black people just running out, just going like, yo, where's the Purge movie at? Where's the Purge movie at? I'm like, down there, brother, come on. Like, we were so enthusiastic because we both knew that theater was going to be empty, and we could say whatever we wanted because no one cared. It was perfect.
It was a really good time. And everybody, I'm going to tell you, everybody had something to say about how bad this movie was. There were some people that were like, man, that was whack. Trinity won, I guess, statement of the night because, you know, at all Purge movies, they end with some one-liner that's like, oh, like, boom, you just watched The Purge. So he says something. What does he say?
He says, does this translate? Pendejo. And then shoots him in the head.
Yeah. And Trini goes, that kind of killed it. And everybody laughed because it was just so bad. But
it was funny because everyone was all like, yeah, like having a good time with this terrible movie. And as soon as he said that, the theater got dead silent, and I was just like, I guess I'm gonna have to be the one to say what everyone's thinking because everyone thought it is the issue.
yeah, no, everybody was like, yeah, no, that was really, really bad. But to give it a positive note, right? If you want to say, oh, Purge movies, they're a social commentary. They show what would happen if XYZ would happen. Reality is purges in real life would not work because they do not actually help anything, right? But if you wanted to talk about the blatant racism that is just existing in the world, or crazy people that exist in the world, then yeah, I guess the Purge movies are good. This one, however, I guess it's supposed to be like, oh, if the roles were reversed,
Yeah.
if people had to emigrate from the United States into Mexico, like, oh, they're the American dreamers, so on and so forth, like what's going to happen to these new immigrants, whatever. That idea actually really good. In fact, if they had started with that, that would have been a really interesting movie. But you spend the first not two. You spend the first smooth hour and like 20 minutes just trying to not get purged. And I don't mean like, oh, you're trying to not get purged in like a typical purge fashion. It's like anarchy. We're a secondary insurrection after the first insurrection. The world's going to hell. We are tired of the system or something, like fight the power by killing people. It did not work. The concept of it didn't make sense. And then like the government, they send out the army. The army's supposed to protect you. I'm talking to Trinity now, that's why I'm not looking at you. The army's supposed to protect you, but then somehow civilians blew up the army base, so now they have to pull the troops back. Where are you sending the troops to?
Wouldn't it also make sense? I guess the point was that they severely underestimated their forces, which is the point. But I'm like, listen, nigga, they're burning down not buildings or a couple buildings are just destroying a town. They're destroying entire cities.
They're literally
in like an hour.
Yeah, like they're literally like tearing. They're Tasmanian deviling the country. It's all happening really, really fast. The movie in itself, the Purge part, like back to back to back, everything happens fast. It's all really corny. And then the United States doesn't know how to handle any of that except for send out the military. But then they keep forgetting, which is, I guess, if you wanted to say that was another good point, you realize at this point, damn near almost anybody can be in the U.S. military. There's people who dedicate their entire lives to being in the military and have that same skill, and then they leave the military. They're just as good as people currently in the military. So you're really just sending out soldier to soldier. Like they have the same skills. So really that part of the movie didn't even make sense because at that point everybody should have died. There shouldn't have been a movie after like, when did the army come in?
Not until like
probably like an hour 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the movie should have ended like pretty much at the hour 30-minute mark, and there was still more movie left after that. And then I don't know, it was one of those things where I was like, this movie is really bad for so many reasons. And I really want somebody that isn't me to like review this movie because I'm just talking about the stuff that annoyed me because it was just so bad. I mean, there was a lot of interesting conversation in regard to assimilation and acceptance. Like I said, racism. Like there's a lot to. There's
a
lot
of just prejudice because there is a difference between prejudice.
Yeah, and prejudice in general, and there's a lot of like good conversation that like could have really been expanded on, but we spent a lot of time like Purge. It was just so much. And then there's a part of the movie that did not have to happen that I'm going to just straight up just tell you what happens because it just didn't make sense. Okay, so the team gets separated. Team A gets separated from Team B. Team A is in a building somewhere trying to get through the building. Team B has to go around the building because they got locked out of the building. As they go around the building, they meet up with the crew from Wrong Turn. They meet up with them, and they're like, oh, look at these.
Brownies.
Literally brownies. Insert racial slur here. And they decide randomly, for no reason, I understand like Purge, like there really is like there's never going to be a reason, but like they decide randomly like these are the brown people we want to kill. So we're gonna kill them. And then they kill one of them. It was one of the people that you're going to be able to tell within the first like 5 minutes of the movie. You're like, oh, he's gonna die. You can tell he's gonna die, right? They kill one of them, and then in retaliation, they kill this daughter, sister, wife, whoever she was. I don't really know. They kept saying she said daddy, but like, what does that really mean in today's day and age at this point? So they kill her, and then that guy, whoever daddy was, goes on a full-on mission to hunt down these, and I quote, they actually called them brownies, didn't they?
You call them brownies?
Yeah, these quote brownies, insert racial slurs here. To basically, he's the villain for the rest of the movie. I don't know, man. This was just a bad movie. Overall, it was just a really bad movie. And I genuinely sat there mentally prepared to laugh the whole time, but also just trying to understand it. Like, and I felt the same way about the Black Widow movie when I went to see it too.
Yeah, we went to see Black Widow like the day after.
Yeah, we went to see like it was 2 days later we went to see Black Widow, and we sat there just as confused. And
I honestly had more of a bad time with Black Widow than I did with the Purge.
We laughed at the Purge with Black Widow. We couldn't really do that because there was too many people in there, and we love Marvel movies, so we were excited to see it. But like, we sat there the whole time like, no, what is this? Like, so you can, as you can imagine, we were confused. We were confused with both movies. The Purge was just a bad movie overall. I hope somebody else talks about it, like gives better detail and interesting facts and edits and things like that. Because I could not. It was just it was a bad time, man. Okay, but that's pretty much just the end of this video. If you like this video, give it a like. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I make videos on Tuesdays and Fridays. That's the 5 for Friday. Tuesdays and Fridays of every week. I haven't missed a week yet. I don't intend to miss a week. And come stick around for Friday. Come back for Friday because I have an ASMR boyfriend reaction planned. I don't know who's gonna be in it with me, but I have one planned anyway. So I will see you then. Bye.
Oh, bye. Sorry.
Wow. That is a thick ass Venusaur.
Thick ass Venusaur. Venusaur with a thick ass, if you will.
Ew.